Good morning, guys, and happy Sunday. So, I hope that you guys had an amazing winter solstice and an amazing week. And this week, we are doing our reading for December 23rd to December 29th. Now, we know that a lot of things are happening this coming week. We have a new moon solar eclipse, a trine, and a joyful conjunction grace this Christmas week, right? So, what we're working on this week, the two decks that I'm choosing, we are going to be using, I believe this is the Animal Spirit Oracle, and this one is called the Illuminated Tarot, and it is kind of based on playing cards, and this one kind of has a very special meaning to me because when I was learning how to read tarot from my grandmother, we started out with playing cards, and I remember she said, if you can intuitively learn how to do cartomancy, which is reading playing cards, then moving on to tarot will be easier, right? So I love this deck a lot, and if you hear Titin, she kind of found her voice. She's been meowing nonstop for the last 3 days or so. So if you've had a reading with me this last week, you have definitely heard her or even seen her because she does make her appearances. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to see the reading. We're going to do like a reading as a general reading. Instead of daily cards, we're going to see the week as a whole. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be lowering the camera and we're going to really dive in this week. And now the crystals that I have chosen for this reading, if you get readings with me, you always see that I either have optical calcite or clear quartz on the table. Today we definitely have that optical calcite to enhance any of the messages that come through. We also have my favorite crystal at the moment, and we will be bringing some for the shop. We do our live crystal sales in the tribe and on our Crystal Emporium page on Facebook, but this guy right here, it's called Amphibole Quartz, and it is an enhancer of serenity, so it doesn't get any better than that. And then we have this guy right here, which is the Smoky, which is the crystal that I've been telling people to use for grounding in the holiday season because it is a bit stronger than amethyst itself. So this one is great when you go out and you have to deal with crazy vibrations and crazy energy. It does kind of bring you back to center as long as you remember to breathe, right? So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna lower the camera and we're going to shuffle the cards, and this kind of gives you a look of how I actually do my readings when you schedule a reading with me. And right now we are having a sale in the shop. Use code winter solstice at checkout and you save 25% on everything, including readings. So right now I believe that readings were on sale for $35, plus with the 25% off I believe you get them for around $26. I am booked till the beginning of April, so there is a little bit of a wait, but like my clients could tell you, the readings always happen at the right time, right? So let's go ahead and begin. What we're going to do is we're going to lay out the cards this time. So instead of pulling them one by one, what we're going to focus on, we're going to focus on 6 cards. So we're going to do 6 of the Animal Spirit ones, and then we're going to come with 3 of the Illuminated Tarot ones. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now we start the week off with the Beaver card. Now the Beaver card does represent diving deep into work, diving deep into your craft, diving deep into whatever you're really into at the moment. Now when we see work though, there needs to be some kind of moderation. A lot of times we will unconsciously dive deep into work because we're avoiding something, especially when we're talking about the holidays. So make sure that there is some kind of balance there between your work life and your life itself. It shouldn't only be work. You should be concentrated on the things that you love, but also bringing time in for yourself. Making yourself a priority this week is definitely a necessity. When we see the card that is enhancing that, we are seeing the Queen of Diamonds. Now, the Queen of Diamonds does show this amazing bond between the internal world and your external world, right? So we continue to see the balance energy there starting in the week, right? So what we see here is learning to master your nature, master your energy, but allowing yourself to let go of the need to control everything around you, right? We all do that. We're all fools into thinking that, we have expectations or everything's going to happen this way, and at the end of the day, we learn our lesson and we realize the only person I can control is myself. So the Queen of Diamonds is almost coming through saying, allow yourself to go with the ebb and flow of life instead of focusing so much of wanting to kind of control the things around you, right? So let go of control. Allow yourself to go with the ebb and flow. Now, the next one that we see is the medicine of the peacock. Now, the medicine of the peacock does bring us some kind of prosperity, does kind of bring us, pushing us ahead. It's almost like you've been stuck, right? Or you've been under this fog, or you just feel like you're in the void. So this is slowly going to be lifting for you, right? And I love that the peacock medicine is enhanced by the Joker, right? And the Joker is represented by the Fool, which kind of shows your freedom, your fearlessness, right? So allow yourself to gently get out of this fog by taking the risk that you've been wanting to take for a while, and remembering that you are free to decide where you want to take yourself next, right? And it's not so much about running away and trying to control our fear. It's much more about embracing the fear, right? So fear is neutral. If you study the Gene Keys, in the Gene Keys, we see that fear is a neutral. Anger is neutral. Sadness is neutral, right? We just kind of programmed to believe that fear is bad and anger is bad. But what we see here is, instead of trying to be this fearless person, right, which we know it's in our youth, but actually embrace those fears and allow yourself to kind of live your life, understanding your fears, but not letting them stop you from doing the things that you actually want to do. Now, the next one that we see is the Raven. Now, the Raven is a messenger. The Raven brings news. Now, in this particular card, I definitely want you to pay attention to the energy changes around you. When we see the Raven, those news that we kind of feel may come from within. So instead of somebody coming and telling you something, what the Raven represents is somebody, there might be an energy shift. So you definitely do not want to confuse your intuition with you being paranoid. Honor your senses, honor what you're feeling, honor the gut feeling, right? Our energy will pick up on things before our mind picks up on things. So definitely honor your intuition, honor that side of you that may give you a red flag about someone or a situation, or maybe a voice internally that says not right now, or move slower, or slow down, right? So what we see here is definitely this week, honor your intuition, honor your gut feeling. And the card that is enhancing that is the Jack of Clubs, right? Which is kind of remaining enthusiastic in your pursuit of a new adventure. So if you've been planning something and you've been really thinking about it, and it's really like something that's kind of like pushing you on the inside, it's definitely time for you to put it into action. Once again, not allowing fear to stop you. So this week is a week of prosperity, right? It is a week of really honoring your intuition, but really not just saying I will, but like really go within, enjoy the stillness, listen, take a look inside of you and see what is making you feel blocked, what is going on, that maybe you have to reset your priorities. A lot of times we end up saying yes to so much that we end up just being overwhelmed. So maybe it's time to look within and do a cleansing and say, this can wait. I want to focus on this, right? So I hope that everybody has an amazing Christmas, an amazing anything that you celebrate. I just hope that you have an amazing one. Now, this coming week, right, so from December 23rd to December 29th, the sun will be making a trine to Uranus on Christmas Eve that promises an original and unique holiday this year, and a special Capricorn new moon that is also a solar eclipse falls on Christmas Day. Now, it falls a little bit after Christmas at around 12 a.m. on the 26th. A lot of people have asked me, am I going to be making solar eclipse candles this year? No, the one solar eclipse candles that I made was because we had it here. This solar eclipse is mostly going to be visible in the Philippines. That doesn't mean that we don't feel the energy, but for candles, I do kind of want to be under it, right? Now, Jupiter joins the eclipse, and it looks like prosperity and good fortune are in this this year's holiday forecast. This is very in tune with our Peacock Medicine card that talks about prosperity for midweek, right? So remember that a new moon that includes a solar eclipse is not a good time to plant the seeds of a new beginning. So this particular new moon, we definitely don't want to work on planting seeds because there is a solar eclipse happening, right? So this solar eclipse is an annular eclipse, which means that the edge of the sun will remain visible as a ring around the moon. Mercury ends the year by making its last movement into Capricorn on Saturday, December 28th. Now, because this shift is centered on methodical thinking and structured ideas, then this Saturday is a good week to have a sit down with yourself and figure out your goals for the upcoming year. So instead of planting the seeds this new moon, because we kind of have that solar eclipse that will kind of make it really hard for that, just look within and see what are your goals, right? And then on the next new moon, work on planting those seeds. But for now, set up your priorities, set up your strategies. Can I ever say that word? Set up your goals and then go from there. So I really hope that you guys have an amazing week. I will see you guys again next weekend, which will be closer to New Year's. So lots of love and light to you all, and blessed be. Bye-bye.